If you could only have 3 bottles of rum, what would they be? Somewhere along the way of me acquiring more and more bottles of rum, I started to ask myself what were my favorites and what would I do if I had to start over or if I was limited in my options. I came up with this arbitrary number of 3 bottles. If you could only have 3, what would you choose? The only rules that I put in place is that it has to be available, so no historic bottles like the Ray & Nephew 17, and it has to be replenishable, so no releases like the Appleton 17 Legend. But I didn't even know what my 3 bottles would be, so as I was figuring all of that out, I started to ask other people, and months ago, I asked Kevin Crossman at ultimatemaitai.com. Kevin?
If I could only have 3 bottles of rum, these would be the 3 that I would choose. Starting first with Appleton Estate 12 year. The current name of this is Rare Casks, but I actually have the old Rare Blend, and I even have the Extra 12 as an old bottle that I found in a dusty liquor store. I love Appleton 12. I think it's a great example of a blended rum with plenty of age, a little bit of that Jamaican style flavor, but not too overwhelming. It's great, neat, it's great in a cocktail, and it's not too expensive to use, in cocktails like a Mai Tai or something like that. My second is the St. Benevolence Rum Clairin. I wanted to put something in here that had a sugarcane juice origin, and my taste palette is such that I really like the Clairins from Haiti or even the Hawaiian agricoles, not quite as grassy as the ones from Martinique. And I think St. Benevolence is a really great example of a rum in this style, kind of an olive taste. It's really very flavorful because it's coming from pot still, but it still is a little bit lighter because there's no age on this at all. And St. Benevolence, they give their profits back to Haiti, which I think is a great deal as well. And then lastly, I have Rum Fire. Now, I like plenty of the overproof Jamaican rums. I wanted to include this as part of my 3 here, and nothing wrong with Ray & Nephew or Rum Bar Overproof, but Rum Fire really, to me, is the quintessential overproof Jamaican rum. So flavorful, so fragrant, a little bit in a cocktail can do wonders at 126 proof. Plenty boozy, but I like it that way.
I also like it that way. Next up, I knew I needed to ask somebody who was truly devoted to rum, so from the Rum Revival, Arminder, what are your 3 choices?
Hey Derek, to start with, I'd have to go with Charanda Uruapan Blanco. Now, Charandas are a cane juice spirit native to the state of Michoacan in Mexico, and this magnificent blue bottle is a blend of half column distilled molasses distillate and half pot still cane juice spirit. I love sipping it neat, but I also enjoy making cocktails with it. This makes one of my favorite daiquiris, and I love it in a tea punch. And it makes for an absolute killer frozen strawberry daiquiri. Plus, it's like $28 for a full liter. I mean, what more do you want? For my second pick, I am going with Clairin Sajous. So Sajous might be my favorite spirit, period. Bold claim, I know, but this is what made me fall in love with cane juice spirits. So Sajous is a Clairin, which is a cane juice spirit native to Haiti. It's wild fermented, made on a pot still, and it just has like this vibrant and vivacious flavor profile with notes of like chamomile and juicy mango. Now I mostly just drink it neat, but it's fantastic in a daiquiri. And in terms of tiki, I absolutely love it in a Port-au-Prince. So for my third pick, I went with, where'd the bottle go? It's out here a second ago. Let me see over here. No, not here. Let's see over here. So obviously it had to be Rum Fire. This is an unaged, high ester, overproof Jamaican rum from Hampden Estate. This is a ridiculous, over-the-top rum that I simply adore. This thing smells amazing. You can smell it a mile away. And honestly, any cocktail that has Rum Fire in it basically tastes like Rum Fire, which is not a bad thing at all. And anytime I see a cocktail on a menu that has Rum Fire, I'm absolutely ordering it. This is just a rum that makes me happy. It makes me smile. And for that reason, that's why it's on this list.
So, what about me? First up, let's go with my favorite rum, Appleton 12. My go-to Mai Tai is an Appleton 12 Mai Tai. My go-to Planter's Punch is an Appleton 12 Planter's Punch. The 12 years of aging does take away from some of those notorious Jamaican rum flavors, but I like the deep oak, vanilla, and the caramel flavors, and you still get some of those spice notes. It's on the high end of price for a go-to rum for cocktails, so I don't use it super often anymore, but when I want something good, this is what I reach for. Next, I knew I needed a light rum and nothing too over the top, nothing too funky. My preference is a daiquiri that is light, clean, and bright, with still some flavor to it. So I went with Denizen and the new label. It's a blend of pot and calm still rums from Trinidad and aged up to 5 years. This was not a random pick either. I blind taste tested 11 white rums in a daiquiri to choose my favorite, and this was the obvious winner for me. I'll put a link to that video in this episode's description if you want to check it out. And my final pick is Hamilton 151. At 151 proof or 75.5% ABV, this is going to scare off some people, but when used properly, it's one of the most magical rums that you can find. It provides those caramel, molasses, and smoky notes you get from Demerara or Guyana rums, but it's even more intense than most. The difference between this and most other 151 rums is extreme. Those often ruin cocktails, where this one can save it. I don't sip this neat, but when adding a small amount to your favorite cocktail, it's a flavor bomb. I've never met a Hamilton rum I did not enjoy, but out of all of them, this one is my absolute favorite. There's one more person I asked, and it's for a bunch of reasons. While it wasn't my intention, everyone I've asked so far lives in about a 40-mile radius of each other in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I needed to branch out to a rum lover that I am just a huge fan of. So it's time to go across the pond to Steve the barman. Steve, if you had to choose 3 bottles of rum, what would they be?
Did I just hear that right? 3 rums? How am I supposed to narrow that down to just 3? That's ludicrous. Why would you do that? Anyway, for those that don't know me, I'm all about rums under £50, $60 primarily sort of cocktails, but I do love to sip neat as well. So all my criteria comes under there. And I'm also going to ignore all the British scratch rums because I know you guys in the US can't get those. Now this was really tough. I have managed to narrow it down, but on a different day, there would probably be completely different rums. But this is what I'm going for today. So as you can see, my first one non-negotiable is a daiquiri. I love a daiquiri. I'm a traditionalist, light, clean, crisp, bright, traditionally old school, would have gone Spanish origin. But I found a rum this year that I've fallen in love with. It makes first class daiquiris, absolutely phenomenal. Chairman's Reserve from St. Lucia, healthy blend of pot and column, 43%. Gives you that lovely sort of clean and crisp, but it does actually give you quite a bit of fruit in there as well. So for me, for daiquiris, it has to be the Chairman's Reserve White. Now, the other type of cocktails I love to make would traditionally involve a dark rum, whether that's mixing it with Coke with ginger beer, whether that's going in cocktails like the Hurricane, the Darkest Story, obviously ginger beer, but stuff like the Mai Tai as well. Now, this rum would lose out to a British scratch rum, but for the purposes of you guys in the US, it has to be that, the worthy 109. Jamaica, 54.5%, hence the 109. Absolutely first class, gets all its flavour from those heavy charred barrels. You know, there's no dosage, no sugar that's got in there to sort of amplify those flavours. Again, you know, for those type of cocktails, fantastic. Now this third rum, this is the hard one because it does have to be a mixing rum, but it also has to be a rum that I would quite happily sip neat. And quite often for me, the better sipping rums actually get lost when you mix them. So this is really tough. Now, I have got a brand new rum to me here. This would, probably in a year's time, this would probably actually take the mantle. This is Worthy Park Select. Fantastic rum, 40% ABV, but I've only had it for about a month or so, and I'm not 100% used to it. So I'm probably going a little bit controversial for my audience. They probably would never have guessed this in a million years. But the rum I'm actually going for is the Rum JM Terroir Volcanique. I think it fits both bills perfectly. It's a great neat sipper at 43% ABV. Obviously, it's from Martinique. It's an agricole-based rum or a sugarcane juice-based rum. But it works well with a mixer as well. So at the moment, they are my 3 top picks. Come back to me tomorrow and you'll get a completely different answer.
Well, that was pretty cool. And this will be an ongoing thing. Anyone who comes here will have to answer that question. But in the meantime, I want to hear from all of you. There are no right or wrong answers. If you had to choose 3 bottles of rum, what would they be?